Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, the master of martial arts and many other things, and also the host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. Today we're going to be talking about, well, it is Shaolin Saturday, so we're going to be talking about Shaolin Kung Fu and the philosophy behind martial arts and that, which is in this wonderful movie from 1976 called Challenge of the Masters. There's our title card there. Okay, this copy actually came from the Internet Archive, and it's beautiful. Once again, it's hard to get clean action shots, but we'll deal. Before we get into it, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell if you want to subscribe and get notified of new content daily. Really appreciate it. And if you could watch for at least a couple more minutes than normal, really appreciate that as well. All right, so let's bring up that title card and we'll get on with this. So that's a little bit, there's a trailer for this that you can find also on the Internet Archive and probably YouTube as well. This movie is directed, one of the early ones directed by Lau Kar-long, and it was released on May 7th, 1976 in Hong Kong, and sometime later on over here. I don't know if it got a theatrical release. It probably did. A lot of these did in areas that had populations that supported these movies. Not here in Fossil Bed, of course, with our two theaters in 1976. We didn't even get Inframan. And yes, if you're wondering, I'm still salty about it. Always will be. So we'll get in here. Chen Quan Tai, who played Hung Si Quan in Heroes 2 and Men from the Monastery, is Lu Ah Chai, and he is I want to say he was a monkey stylist, but he was also just really good. But he was a real martial artist. And of course, Gordon Lau is here as Wong Fei Hung, spelled, as it was way back when. Now just say Wong Fei Hung. This Wang Yu is not Jimmy Wang Yu. This is a different one who was in many, many other uh, Lau Kar-long movies, such as Dirty Ho and I don't know, the comedies that were just I never thought as funny. He's Master Lin Tao Chang. Anyway, I had to look at IMDb to find out who some of these people, who everybody was, and they have this way of using the last names first, or first, last names last. Pardon me. Anyway, Lily Lee is phenomenal. She's really good. She's been in lots of stuff until she passed away. Um, I kept, she gets to show off some of her chops. One of the other Laos, and then it's directed by, of course, Lau Kar-long, but spelled in the olden style. So we start out with the POW ceremony, or the POW activities, the vying for fireworks, as it's translated oftentimes. Oops. We have 1, 2, 3 of these that we get to see, I believe. POW competition. It's very cultural, and Wong Fei Hung has not been accepted as a student by his father yet. And this is 76, so it's 2 years before Jackie Chan did his Drunken Master, and his Wong Fei Hung had already been taught martial arts. This Gordon's had not. So, yeah, he hasn't been taught. I don't know if he asked his father or not, or his father refused. His father is Wang Qiying, played by Chang Yang, And I don't think he actually does any martial arts in the movie, but he's one of the 10 tigers of Guangdong or Kwantung, depending on how you want to say it. So, and there's Lily, who's already trained more than Wong or than Fei Hung has, or Freddie Wong, as Jackie Chan was known, Freddie. And this is him purposefully doing really poor kung fu, and I'm like, how did it? I don't know how he could do it. And his dad's smiling because at least his son wants to learn, but he hadn't learned yet. He's using a pot. I don't know what for. And there's our semi-villain of the piece that is Zura Uha, or well, and that's Lau Kar-lung himself, the director and director, also an expert in Hungar kung fu. So, but he's a bad guy. I mean, he's a thief and a robber and a killer and a murderer. But he's with the other ones, and that's Master. Is which Lau Kar Wing as Yan Zheng, who's visiting Wong Qiying, and he's looking for this guy that knows the sharp kick and the Mei Fa spear, which is of course the deadliest techniques in northern style kung fu. They're down in the south. So, and there he is beating up Wang Fei Hung, and Wang Qiying is his father. So, Qi Gong is mentioned here, which is the breath control, and he's been able to withstand blows. Now, some Qi Gong practitioners are not legitimate. They have tricks and things where they make their fingers smoke and they put spears on their necks and bend the spear. And you can find them all over the place. And they usually, if they ever go up against any kind of fighter, they get that comeuppance. But in this movie, it works because there is Qigong and it is powerful if you do it correctly, but it does not make you invulnerable. And once again, Fei Hung is just about killing himself with the staff. And here's our villainous school, Master Peng Ying Kang. And that's Shi Chung Tian there. And he's lighting his pipe there. It looks like he's lighting a crack pipe, I gotta say, but he's not. It's just smoking whatever it is they smoke, tobacco. Not the wacky tobacco. There's a lot of fights breaking out, and our villain is just with that damn bird. I know that's a cultural thing as well, but he takes it with him everywhere. And then he's not worried about Fei Hung because he knows nothing about Kung Fu. And this is his buddy who's going to take care of his problems so he can go into the second vying for POW competition. He sneaks in where he's not supposed to be. Lots of people are in this. They do. I mean, this is when they say a cast of thousands, maybe a cast of several hundreds. But Fei Hung gets just gets the stuffing beat out of him and thrown, and the Peng School wins. He's beat up, and then there's Buddy there, is seriously injured. And he's been put ointment on. Don't rub. I kept some of the subtitles in, though I did watch it in English, but it was just I found it funny. But Master Yuan proclaims that Fei Hung is going to be the future of the Hung School, and that's Master Lu, there, because Chai, or well, we'll just call him Master Lu, and that is Chen Quan Tai right there. And so he decides to take Fei Hung as a student and teach him Kung Fu for 2 years. And he's got to tell his dad. There's Master Yuan, and now they're circulating. This is the villain they're looking for, and they know who it is. So they're having a little fun here, and this is kind of a fun little thing because if you studied martial arts, you know that it goes in seniority as the time you started. Even if the younger student passes you, you're still their senior. And they have to treat you with respect. So, you little brother, little sister, and Qiying is like, well, what? And then he's like, oh, it's my son. So Can you bear that? So he takes him to the mountains or wherever, and now the Peng school is gloating, and and then or you or who is realize someone's looking for him, who's uh, Master Yuan okay, so Yan Fu, and that's they have their fight, and this is a broadsword versus spear. It's really great. Um, it just watch the movie. It's so much authentic kung fu, and they make it look like it's not too choreographed, even though it is. But they're playing pretty tight, as they say, while they're working. But unfortunately, Yu has a secret trick with his sharp kick, and he's got uh, steel toes, just steel toe boot essentially, and he kills him, and he runs off. So next day, Fei Hung is leaving with Master Lu, and he's telling him don't because the and there's again some little funny interplay between Fei Hung and Qi Ying. Just it's nice little. It just keeps it real. Is it gives you some minutes, some time to breathe. The movie only runs 96 minutes, 97 minutes, so it zips by, and you hear the Wong Fei Hung theme all the way through it. I mean, you know it. I can't play it. Copyrights always get me. Well, they just say it's permitted, but I just as soon avoid it. Let's take a look here. I should really. Because both Qi Ying and Fei Hung traditionally were masters, also doctors, so they would treat people. Watch the Iron Monkey if you want to see a story about young Fei Hung, and it's really good. I like the '90s Iron Monkey with everybody great in it. It's makes me wonder what Common Rider movie at that point in time made in China would have looked like, because it's really about superheroes. And so we get to the training sequence. This is about 40 minutes in, where Fei Hung is finally getting trained in Kung Fu, and we get a lot of this. So Jackie Chan did not invent the extensive training sequences. He's hitting Master Lu is hitting Fei Hung with his staff to get him to get in his proper stances, his cross steps, and his everything. It's just when you're a martial artist, you know. And then he says something truly dumb. Go back and watch Man from the Monastery, and you'll see. And he yells at him about his cat claw instead of his tiger claw. And they didn't realize. Now he tells him that Uncle Yuan is dead, and he wants to sneak out and go see and look for revenge, but doesn't fool Master Lu at all. Now they're roughly a similar vintage, Chen Quantai and Gordon Lau. It's really odd still to see Gordon Lau with hair, because once he got it shaved in the 36 chamber, which we'll be reviewing again because apparently somebody didn't like it on Spotify. Then he shaves his head. He was always with a shaved head. I mean, that was just his trademark. But they've whitened, and you'll see this in Mortal Kombat, not Crippled Avengers. Mortal Kombat's the U.S. title. Return of the Five Deadly Venoms is the DVD title, which was just a dumb title. And so now he says you can leave when you can make it's the pipe, not the pouch. I don't know why it says the subtitles. They're not Hong Kong subtitles, but they're a little interesting. I like this one because your uncle Hung Si Kwan, who of course Chen Guantai played in 2 movies, um, only spent 8 months learning to use the staff to perfection. The staff is called the grandfather of all weapons because it's the easiest one. It doesn't look like a weapon, but in the hands of a master or someone who's trained, your humble agent that's the first weapon you learn in kung fu. Broadsword, and then the daggers and clubs and things like that are later. So he's challenged him to attack him at any time. Not now, not now, Fei Hung. But he just whips him every time. And now the Pang School is making fun, and they're having Lily Lee gets to do some fancy Dan fighting here, and she's even more power. She's already knows more kung fu than Fei Hung did at that point in time. But so they have to turn the other cheek and run and leave and not go out there. Now here's something where when your master is pleased with you, he gives him some spending money, but where's he going to go? I think it's a token of that, like, you're promoted to the next level. So they're going to use the staff. That's the challenge. I'm going to fight you with one hand behind my back till you can beat me, make me drop the pipe. He says, "Can I use a weapon?" And they want to use the staff. This is very traditional because oh my gosh, that's how I learned. Just bring back memories. And he's still sure there's a long way to go. And this is true. Kung Fu is eternal. You're always learning. It's a long journey to accomplish something. Is what the true meaning of kung fu. It's not for doesn't mean martial arts. That's wushu in Mandarin at least. Kung fu is the journey there, and you can kung fu about anything. Playing the guitar, and art, drawing, painting, learning to do podcasts is you kung fu through it. That's just what it is. More training, lots more training. And he's like, "Oh, you're getting good. Hey, this guy is good." And now the wooden dummy, or the Shaolin wooden man, but it's a wooden dummy that moves back and forth. Once more, this is a little humorous because if you don't practice, you're going to get hit by the damn thing that moves. And this is where he's talking to him about martial arts practice, how you need to, for more forgiveness, less aggression, because an eye for an eye just leaves everybody half blind, and violence begets violence. So forgive your enemy. You know, those people turn the other cheek, if you will, sort of. But, defend yourself. So it's very interesting. I love the philosophy behind true martial artists and why the Shaolin men didn't fight unless they had to. This trailer is good. Well, it's going to be at the end, but oh boy, it's just a bit of the movie. So they go out and fight in the rain, and then he gets to leave. Fei Hung gets to go back, and he's going to see the 2 years he's been gone, and this guy's been dead. You look different. Yeah, because he's matured, you moron. And then he challenges Erhu, and they have a fight, the staff versus spear. So they're distance weapons, and 8-diagram pole style, and he calls it Shaolin rubbish or in the dub. And they fight, and once again, Fei Hung disarms him, and then manages to find out, oh, your kick. That's why your sharp kick wins, because it does more damage than it should. But and he fights in the bamboo forest, and bamboo is deadly. I mean, just rips your skin off if you're. I mean, we've seen it in. Well, you'll see it once again in the 36 chamber, and then of course in Marco Polo, aka the Four Assassins, which I will be reviewing once I get the Blu-rays of that. More forgiveness, less aggression. So he helps him, and the guy gives up instead of trying to keep beating him. He knows he's beat, and this is his stepfather, his uncle. I don't remember the actual or adopted father, but he was his teacher. That's Gordon's teacher. Lau Kar Lung was his teacher, one of the many of the Lau clan. And yeah, you're Yan Erfu, and they're telling the Master Pong, that this is what who he was. But now it's time for the third POW competition. What are you going to do? Because this guy's if you beat him again, he's just going to get more bitter. And he's true. He's cheating here with to hit everybody so they can win. And of course, the Hung School is still fighting, and I just like the picture of. Really, it's a great print. Then he cheats and uses peanut oil or palm seed oil or something. So while the other school is working with their iron fans or something. Nice shot again. I'm sure they filmed all these in one day, or in one sitting, probably more than one day. But These movies were shot quickly, even for all this. Rules of the contest, no hidden weapons, right there. No undue criticisms or hurting others intentionally, or their feelings, I suppose. And then the fireworks are let off and everyone goes at it. And the peanut oil is brought out. So, and off we go. So this is the final sequence. This is the last 10 to 12 minutes of the movie ish. Yeah. There's 100. I mean, there's probably at least 500 people here. I mean, a lot of them are extras who aren't fighting, but there's 50 or 60. There's like 4 or 5 schools, maybe 6 schools fighting. And just, it's amazing that they didn't kill each other. I mean, I'm sure there were still injuries, accidental. Look, he's got a leopard's fist there or a phoenix eye. And we do know this gentleman here. We've seen him in 3 or 4 of Shaolin movies. But he gets a. I just thought that was funny because, that's going to slow someone down. But finally, he realizes, okay. And he lets go of the POW. And then this guy's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like a double rainbow, man. So they have him stop fighting, and everyone, they're like, okay, we're going to help him out. And now we're friends. Yay! So, I mean, only one person really got killed in this movie overall instead of, Chang Che. If you get 10 minutes into a movie and no one's dead, that's amazing. So, I mean, really, the martial art and the philosophy behind it. The best way to win a fight is to not be in one, but, humility, less aggression, right? So there we go. Master Pang says your son is righteous and courageous, which is, one of the Wang Fei Hung sayings. The righteous man is invincible. And they're done, and they're. I don't know how friendly they were, but at least they were respecting each other. And that's it. Master Peng is going to hurt himself, and Fei Hung stops him because he wanted to repent for trying to cheat. Great movie. Highly recommend it. It's probably my number, Master Killer, Martial Club, Heroes of the... Probably my number 4 Lau Kar Lung movie. I mean, it's just compact. It's not silly like, say, My Young Auntie or Dirty Ho. Sorry, I know they're treasured movies from Lao, but this is a movie about kung fu, and the bad guys are just the MacGuffins here to get from one to talk about martial arts philosophy. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy that. In case you didn't hear me say it. So there we go. There's no more. There's 2 minutes of a trailer here, and it's mostly just fighting and the POW competition. But that is our episode for this Saturday. We have reached 510 subscribers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. If you've listened this far, I really appreciate that. And until our next assignment, please, this is X7, and wanting you to always remember the righteous man or person or woman or whoever is invincible. So until our next assignment, X7 signing off.